you do when your Subaru is broken? Catch up on some projects that you've been putting off for a little while. Since you got time, it's sitting here and there's nothing else you can really do, right? And if you're wondering if you heard that correctly, yes. Well, the Subi's not broken. The Subi's almost broken. And what I mean by that is the timing belt is in bad shape. And I'll show you here in a second. Now, it's not the worst I've ever seen, but the timing belt is one component that you do not want to overlook. I was in the process of recording another video swapping out the radiator. That is not good. Timing belt looks like it probably needs replaced. Supposedly this block only has 15,000 miles on it, but kind of leads me to wonder as to why they didn't replace the timing belt whenever they replaced the engine. So makes me definitely a little bit nervous. That is one component that I do not want to overlook. One component I definitely do not want cracks in, because if that breaks, it's over for the engine, right? You're going to have to replace the block, you're going to bend your valves, you're going to have all kinds of, who knows what kind of damage you're going to come across. So I'm replacing it, end of story. Anyways, on to today's video. We're going to be fixing this battery box here. You can see there's quite a bit of rust down in here. We're going to try to remove a bunch of that rust and make it look new again. I'm going to spray this with some degreaser, try to get all the nasty gunk off, and then we're going to remove any loose paint. And I've got some rust remover by Permatex, I think it is. Never used it before. We're going to try it out, see what happens. I'm just going to run these in loosely so that no excess water gets on this as I'm cleaning the box out. Not that it matters at this point because I'm changing everything, but just have it. So if you don't have a set of these, I highly recommend picking one up. And these are the soft bristle. You can get a pack of them. Looks like this right here. And I think I only gave like $5 for them. Now when it comes to water, you want to do just a light mist on this thing. You don't want to go full hamburger helper and break out your power sprayer, pressure washer, and really go to town on this. Just really light, something like that. That'll be fine. Yeah. Alright, I got the rust dissolver gel here, Permatex. We're going to see how it works. I've never used this before, so dissolves rust, metals, and alloys. No, dissolves rust on metal, not dissolves metal. Repeat applications for heavily rusted areas allow product to remain on surface longer if necessary. Alright, so now it's been about 25 minutes. Let's see where that got us. Oh, what the? There we go. So, in this area, I feel like it did pretty well. And then down here, but like back here, not so much. I know that's kind of heavier rust. Same thing with that right there. But not super impressed. I'm going to go grab a brush, a wire wheel, and see what happens with that. My honest review, I'm really not that impressed at this point. For the amount of time it took, you'd be better off grabbing a wire wheel and coming out here and just grinding it off. Alright, so the paint is looking pretty decent. I just grabbed some Rust-Oleum from Walmart because honestly this is something that you're never really going to see. I wanted the paint to match somewhat, but it doesn't have to be perfect. The main thing I'm concerned about is the rust itself and getting rid of that rust. So as long as it somewhat matches the white that's in the car, I really don't care, because honestly I'm probably the only person that's ever really going to see this. Next thing you know, it's going to have a battery sitting on top of it, and all this stuff's going to be blocked off. So again, more so about the rust repair. Alright, now that we got the wheel off, today's going to be a little bit more of the same. We're going to try to delete this crappy looking Brembo sticker. I put this on here thinking it would look better, and it absolutely does not. So I ordered some new STI stickers for this thing. You can see the paint chipping right here a little bit, so I'm going to try to paint the face of this, but first thing we got to do is clean it, because you can tell lots of years of brake dust here. So let's give it a little scrub down, and then we will get the sticker off of here. Now I'm using very light detergent. I have Purple Power in here, but I've diluted it like, I don't know, 90%. So it's mostly water with a very little bit of Purple Power. Alright, so that's doing a decent job. Like, I don't expect them to look perfect. It's a brake caliper, right? You're driving through the mud, the muck, all that crap, so not going to look perfect. One day, I'd like to either get a new set of calipers or have these powder coated, but for now, it'll be fine. Alright, there we go, perfect, much better. Now I've got a little bit of paint. I'm going to try to cover up those the bare spot. Hopefully that matches. Again, it's a brake caliper, not super concerned about it. One day hopefully we'll get them powder coated or do something a little better, but I'm not that concerned, to be honest. Alright, let's see what we can make happen with this combo. I got my high gloss black spray paint. I'm going to attempt to cover this rotor a little bit. And just do one of these numbers here. Cover the bulk of it, right? So all we're trying to paint is the face of this rotor, or the caliper, I mean. Yeah, that kind of protects all that stuff. And I got this guy right there. Yeah, let's see what happens. Haha. I'm going to go really light coats on this because we're not trying to reinvent the wheel here. We just want to make it look a little bit better, cover up that bare spot, and then we'll put our sticker on. Alright, let that dry for a couple minutes, see how it turns out. As we wait for the paint to dry over there, I'm going to show you a little trick that I learned a long time ago that works pretty well. Take your Walmart bag and put it over top of your open air filter. Make sure there's no holes in the bag first, that's most important. But, kind of put it over top of that. I usually double wrap it, just for safety, right? Then you take the same hose clamp that you use to attach your air filter and put it over top of it and tighten it down. So what this does is keeps out any water, right? First and foremost. This also eliminates the chance of stuffing a rag down in your intake and then accidentally starting it and then rag going into your turbo and all that kind of good stuff. With this, it's a good visual reminder that there's something blocking your intake off, and you got to put your filter back on anyway. So that's one key thing that happens with the rag in the intake, is that people put the filters on over top of it, forgetting that there's a rag down inside of here. Then they start the engine up, and then rag goes straight into the turbo, and they're having a real bad day. This, for me, I have a bad memory, so I can see this and I'm like, oh yeah, I gotta take that off before I put the air filter back on. Alright, so back to the caliper. It's dried off now. I've got these stickers. I'll show you the choice I went with on color. There we go. I think these will actually look pretty nice. And if you like them, I will send a copy, or a link, I mean, to where I got them from. It's a very high quality. There we go. 2 STI stickers for the brake caliper. So I chose the blue. You notice that the wheel has some blue on it, and to be honest, I wasn't a huge fan of that blue whenever I first got the car, but it's grown on me, and I really like to try like the white, black, and blue kind of color theme for the car. I even considered putting some clear coat on these. I don't know if I'm still going to or not. We shall see. To be determined. I just don't want the sticker ended up coming off. Okay, I'm going to call that relatively center. Before I really stick it, I'm going to stand back. Good enough. Alright. The trick is to get this as flat as possible when you got to put these stickers on here. You don't want any air bubbles down beneath it. And since we did just paint this, I'm going to be easy pulling this off because I might cry a little bit if the paint just peeled right off. Alright, my camera quit on me as I was peeling that sticker off, but I think it looks really good. Kind of looks like a Focus RS now that I think about it, but I don't know, STIs are cooler, right? So I am going to go with the clear coat just a little bit. I know that's a vinyl sticker, so probably not the most weather resistant, and this will just help protect it once the wind stops blowing. There we go. Alright, let's let that dry for a little bit and we'll check on them wheels. Alright, so that's definitely kind of a time-consuming process, but very, very much worth it. These wheels look awesome. I cannot wait to put them back on over top of those freshly stickered up calipers. Let's go check them out. Oh man, that looks awesome. Bring it in here. Check that out. I got the blue on the wheel, blue STI kind of poking out back there. Nice. Alright, 1 down, 4 more to go. I won't make you guys watch that. We'll do them real quick. So we got the brake calipers painted, battery box painted, air filter cleaned. So we'll put the filter back in. Timing belt is good. It's been replaced. You'll see that in another video. Somehow I made 3 videos out of this one. So we'll put the air filter back on real quick. Throw the battery back in because I put it on charge as well. And then finally we'll do the radiator. And that's pretty much going to wrap it up for today's episode. I'll do a quick time lapse of me throwing the battery and the air filter back in real quick. And then that'll be the end. So thanks for tuning in. If you like it, consider liking it. That doesn't make sense. If you like the content, please consider subscribing and tuning in. There's going to be plenty more projects on this thing. You can see there's a lot of rust, and every time I work on it, I find something new. So thanks for watching, guys. Okay, this is a little nerve-wracking. First start. Fingers crossed. Colors in neutral, come on, Subi.